Time for the morning rush. The man who shot and killed another man at an ATM now faces up to 23 years in prison after being convicted of second-degree murder. 2 years ago, Matthew Chavez shot Tyler Lackey at an ATM near Gibson and Yale during a botched robbery. A witness testified that Lackey followed Chavez back to his car with a gun drawn to keep him from getting away. Chavez had a gun in his car and shot Lackey, killing him. Chavez's attorneys claim self-defense. A jury did not buy it.
APD is investigating after a person was hit by a vehicle in northeast Albuquerque. Police say it happened around 9 p.m. on northbound San Mateo at Haines. They say the person died on scene. Police closed the intersection overnight while investigating. Meanwhile, officers are not releasing any details about what happened. We will let you know when we find out more, both on air and on the KRQE News app. Kristen?
Grab your rain jacket before leaving the house today. Looking at on and off rain showers across the western two-thirds of the state, more isolated getting into eastern New Mexico, but heavy rainfall possible, causing localized flooding for the next 24 to 36 hours. We'll be looking at that threat, but clearer skies and drier conditions expected Wednesday. Chris.
New details now. Mere hours after the president told reporters FBI agents had free reign of the Brett Kavanaugh investigation. He tells supporters at a rally that Democrats are out to destroy his Supreme Court pick. He then told the ralliers they can stop them by voting in the upcoming midterm elections. The FBI is now dealing with a tight deadline to complete the Kavanaugh investigation. This after Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the full Senate will vote on his nomination by the end of this week.
The man charged with stabbing a business owner with a dirty needle could soon be let out of jail. A judge ruled that he is not dangerous enough to keep behind bars. Alan Culp says he asked Shaman Cordova to leave his car lot at Wyoming and Copper. Cordova stabbed him instead with a needle, according to officers. Judge Stan Whitaker ruled Cordova can be released from jail after completing a 30-day drug program. He will then be placed on an ankle monitor and with a curfew.
On to new details now. UNM police plan to add 4 more officers to its force to help fight crime on campus. This as a new report shows a spike in crime at the college. The national report shows statistics from 2016. It also shows UNM had more car thefts than any college campus in the country. UNM's police chief also sent a letter to students and staff yesterday with the latest crime stats, noting that property crime continues to be a big problem.
School year is in full swing, and APS says it's still waiting for the state to do background checks on 130 people who want to work there. The teachers union says there are close to 200 open teacher positions in APS. A district spokesperson says while they have 130 pending applications with the PED, only 35 were for teacher positions. The PED spokesperson argues that they have informed APS which applicants already made the cut.
Looking ahead for you on this Tuesday morning, Albuquerque police, they're given the green light to add more officers to the force. Last night, city councilors approved $3 million in funding for lateral hires. The company will pay for an academy for 40 already sworn and certified officers from other agencies. The academy, which is a condensed 9-week version, is scheduled for January 2019. Funding comes from excess gross receipt tax revenues.
As companies work to bring electronic scooters to Albuquerque, the city is putting in place rules for the ride-sharing service. City Council passed a new ordinance that says scooters can't operate at more than 15 miles per hour. Companies must then keep them in city-approved parking structures, and any abandoned scooters must be then picked up, or there is a $50 a day fine. Lime and Bird are the companies working with the city to bring their electronic scooters here to the Duke City. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index out of 5, looking at scattered showers throughout the day today. Breezy conditions at times. Just be sure to factor in some extra time for the morning commute as we are still looking at some wet roads across the city. Crystal?
A developer is eyeing a plan to build more than 100 new apartments in Nob Hill on Central, but that plan still needs approval from the city. The proposal goes in front of the Development Review Board tomorrow morning. The proposals for the empty lot of the old Royale Hotel at the corner of Central and Sierra east of Carlisle. Titan Development has proposed a 102-unit complex at that site. The development would be one of the newest and the largest apartment complexes on Central in Nob Hill.
Now you can watch the documentary series on YouTube created by 2 University of New Mexico graduates. UNM grad students Frank Blasquez and John Acosta are working on a series known as Duke City Diaries. It follows people who have lived troubled lives and even broke the law in order to survive. Blasquez said some of the people that they featured are friends of his and others are complete strangers, but Blasquez says they all have one thing in common: they are working to turn their lives around. Now, for a link to the series, you can find that at krqe.com or on the KRQE News app.
Balloon Fiesta is less than 4 days away. You can help balloon pilots this fiesta through a new program called X Marks the Spot. The program is sponsored by the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. You can get an X from them or make your own with bed sheets. Both homeowners and businesses are encouraged to place an X on their property. If a pilot lands on or near a person's X, they will be entered to win a prize package from a daily drawing.
I'll get the sheet.
Kristen.
All right, time now for a look at the traffic situation. Looks pretty good out there. No major concerns on I-25 or I-40 like we talked about. Just some wet roads, so keep an eye on that. Big Eye looks smooth at the moment. I'll keep eyes on that throughout the morning for you.
All right, Colorado Parks and Wildlife releasing new video on Twitter of one homeowner's way to keep bears away. The homeowner put out a so-called unwelcome mat for the bear. The electrified mat delivers a short, non-lethal shock when a bear steps on it. You can see it working right here. The bear quickly scurries away.
It's one way to keep them away from your door.
Yeah.
Morning, gorgeous sunrise as we go ahead and kick off our Tuesday morning. Just look at that little bit of color underneath the clouds. I like it. As far as what's going on with the day planner, we've got mid-70s coming in by lunch, low 80s this afternoon, and that is a little bit cooler than what we had yesterday, but still warmer than average. We should be down in the lower 70s for this time of year. But as far as what's going on with the rain chances today, we are going to be talking widespread rain potential over western and central New Mexico. Really, that northwest corner, southern Colorado at a high risk of localized flooding underneath some of those showers. This is all that moisture being brought in by what's left of Tropical Depression Rosa. We've got breezy conditions at times. Again, the temperature is not a huge concern, 70s and 80s. However, enjoy the 80s we have in the forecast now because those will be long gone by the time we hit this weekend. All right, switching gears to the 5 facts.
At number 5, Balloon Fiesta is less than 4 days away, and you can help balloon pilots this fiesta through a new program called X Marks the Spot. You can get an X from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce or just use a white sheet to place an X on your property. Both indicate that a balloon pilot can land there. Now, if a pilot does land on or near a person's X, they will then be entered to win a prize package from a daily drawing.
Yeah, sounds easy. Number 4 now, UNM police plan to add 4 more officers to its force to help fight crime on campus. The decision announced after a new report shows a spike in crime on campus. The national report shows statistics from 2016. It shows UNM had more car thefts than any college campus in the country. UNM's police chief also sent a letter to students and staff yesterday, noting that property crime continues to be a big problem. Police also plan to continue using the private security company, which already monitors the lots.
At number 3, that 7-day forecast shows 80s through this week. Best rain chances of the work week actually come in today. Drier conditions Thursday, Friday, but the weekend very unsettled, breezy to windy conditions. Showers possible by Sunday. Temperatures down to the 70s, even 60s by early next week.
At number 2, the man charged with stabbing a business owner with a dirty needle could soon be let out of jail. This after a judge ruled that he is not dangerous enough to keep behind bars. Alan Culp says he is now worried that the suspect, Shimon Cordova, will come back when released. Culp says when he asked Cordova to leave his car lot at Wyoming and Copper, Cordova stabbed him using a dirty needle. Then Judge Sam Whitaker agreed Cordova was a danger, but still ruled that Cordova can be released from jail after completing a 30-day drug program. He will then be placed on an ankle monitor with a curfew.
On to number 1 now. The man who shot and killed another man at an ATM now faces up to 23 years in prison. This after being convicted of second-degree murder. Here's some background for you. 2 years ago, Matthew Chavez shot Tyler Lackey at an ATM near Gibson and Yale during a botched robbery. Chavez was wearing a mask at the time. He never admitted to the robbery, but a witness testified that Lackey followed Chavez back to his car, gun drawn, to keep him from getting away. Chavez had a gun in his car and shot Lackey, killing him. Chavez's attorney claims self-defense. A jury did not agree with that, convicting him of second-degree murder.